Welcome back. Tom is over at the Resource Center today for another edition of Dollars and Cents.
Today he's with their disability rep, Roy Rickstrew. Tom, what do we need to know?
You know, I tell you, I've got the guy with me who is going to tell you everything you need to know. And of course, that's Roy Rickstrew. And as you can see, yourdisabilityrep.com. Okay, there's the QR code. We're going to show that again at the end of this interview. But these are some of the services that you provide. You have listed right here, Roy.
That's correct. Most important takeaway from this slide is that we have same-day appointments. So every day I carve out a specific amount of time to talk to new clients and to have those same-day appointments. Maybe you've been putting this off. Give me a ring. We don't have to put it off any longer than today.
Right. Now, of course, with Social Security disability, doctor enters into this whole thing, and you really need to know how that all works.
That's correct. Today is actually Doctor's Day. That's the reason why we're doing a segment
Salute to all the doctors.
So today we're going to cover how it is that Social Security views your doctor's opinion.
Okay, let's go into that then.
Probably the most important thing here is that Social Security does not defer to your doctor. It doesn't matter how long you've seen that doctor or how well that doctor knows your condition. They don't give that doctor any kind of specific weight. They used to give controlling weight to some doctors.
Right.
Canceled that policy. They don't do it anymore. Your doctor's opinion is one, sometimes of many, in your file.
Because they're going to find the people that they're going to, right?
Well, that's correct in part, yes. So
Yeah.
Social Security a lot of times will send you out for a consultative examination. And that's if your records leave some question unanswered, or maybe you don't have a lot of records. So Social Security uses this. And what's important to know about those doctor's reports is for the doctor to get paid to do the exam, they have to meet specific evaluation criteria. The report has to contain specific information, and the reports have to include tests that Social Security recognize. So a lot of us are probably thinking right off the bat, Social Security's opinion, their doctor's opinion, might be better than mine.
Yeah, but I mean, but then again, it's I think people believe that, well, this doctor gave me all the tests, and that not necessarily according to what Social Security says.
That's correct. And Social Security is kind of inherently suspect of some of these doctors' opinions.
Sure.
And so they have evaluation criteria that's specified in their regulations. One of those is if your doctor lends an opinion, Social Security is concerned about how well your doctor supports that opinion.
Okay.
So we have to have some objective findings. We have to cite references, if you will, so that they know
Science.
that the doctor's opinion. Sure.
Yeah.
The other thing to look at is how long you've seen that doctor,
Uh-huh.
and what is that treatment relationship. How often do you see your doctor? And if we think about this, you know, sometimes we see counselors every week. Other times you see the doctor once a year, maybe.
True.
And so if the doctor says, you know, my client has unrelenting depression that bothers him day in and day out, but you only see the doctor once a year, we don't really have much of a gauge of what 11 months of the year may look like,
Okay,
right? All those
absolutely.
times between doctor's visits.
Yes.
Social Security also looks at the degree of specialization and the credentials of the doctor.
Well, you would hope.
So interestingly enough, here recently, Social Security had a case evaluated by a doctor who was actually a gynecologist who commented on my client's knee condition. And it was funny because their regulations say, we're not supposed to do that.
Right.
But sometimes I see that in reverse as well. So obviously we'll tackle that, you know, that the gynecologist is not as well qualified to speak to a knee condition as my client's orthopedic surgeon is.
Yet it sounds more like every case is an individual sort of judgment.
Yeah, we all have regulations that should be a standard. All the rules that we play by should be universal. Unfortunately, they're not always applied as rigidly as they should be.
Okay.
Knowledge of the Social Security program rules. So if Social Security sends you to one of their doctors, they understand the terms that Social Security use. For example, occasionally and frequently are defined terms within Social Security's regulations. We all know what occasionally and frequently means, but the government has a defined definition.
Absolutely, absolutely. And not everyone that you see is considered the best source where this is concerned.
That's correct. Social Security breaks doctors into acceptable medical and non-acceptable medical sources, and they weight their opinions differently. And where we see a lot of times non-acceptable medical sources, traditionally is chiropractors.
Okay.
Some acupuncture doctors as well, kind of fall in that grouping. Nurse practitioners that are outside of their specialists or specialties.
Yeah.
So if you're seeing a psychological nurse practitioner, for example, and she comments on your plantar fasciitis,
Not going to carry.
Not going to carry.
Okay.
Therapists, school counselors, And then, of course, a lot of folks all the time tell me, my previous boss can vouch for me, my coworkers can tell you that I'm disabled.
Doesn't count.
And of course, family
Yeah,
is
of
the last
course.
thing.
All right, one more time. People want to, get more information, want to get in touch. How do they do it then, Rick?
Yep, so you can give me a ring here at the office at the 417-882-1800. You can give me a ring there. I should be free this afternoon. I've got time the rest of this week. You can give me a shout. We also have the yourdisabilityrep.com website. It's got a lot of tips, tricks, videos, advice like this that you can access anytime 24/7.
All right, there you are. Roy Rickstrew. Give him a call. QR. There's the website. Everything. He's waiting for you. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks so much, Tom. Kim, finances can be really hard, especially if there's a specialty like disability or medical, so it's good to have the Resource Center on hand.
Completely agree with that.
Yes. All right.